This is vertex form review of the quadratic function, reviewing for Algebra 2, 5.3, review for the test 5.1 to 5.3. This is part 3. I'd say this first slide you don't need to write down. This should be a nice review of what transformations are, how to find the critical points. So this should be a nice review. So here's the vertex form of quadratic function. Remember, the A helps identify, does it open up or down? If it's a positive A, it opens up. If it's a negative A, it opens down. The H and the K tell me what the critical point is, what the vertex is. So let's just go through a couple of warm-up problems here. Again, you don't need to write these down. So if I asked you, what is the vertex of this first example, part A? What is the vertex? What is the transformation? So think about inside the parentheses. What is this minus 5 doing to the problem? Well, that's moving it to the right 5 units. We always have to think opposite. And then the plus 2. What's the plus 2 doing to the equation? That's bringing it up 2 units. So the critical point, or the vertex, is right 5 up 2. Let's have you look at the next one. See if you can identify the vertex or critical point. All right, this moves the graph left 4. Remember, we have to think opposite when we're inside the parentheses. And then this minus 7 moves the graph down 7 units. So the critical point or vertex is negative 4, negative 7. Let's go on to graph this problem in vertex.
Mr. Simmerdock, will you please dial 3702?
I would say this example you don't need to write down. We've done some of these already in class. We want to graph this equation. So we identify the critical point. So let's look inside the function. This is telling me that I'm going to go to the left 5 units and then down 1. So my critical point should be left there, negative 5, negative 1. So if I come over to my graph, I'm going to move left 5.
Mr. Huber, Jim Huber, will you dial 3702, please?
So there is my point, negative 5, negative 1. Now I can just remember the shape of the parent function. There's no multipliers in front of the function or inside of that function in front of the x. So if you remember your points, right 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, and then when we go right 2, we're going to go up 4 from the vertex. And then the same direction. And there is our graph. So if you want to identify those points, here's your minimum, negative 5, negative 1. And then these two actually become your intercepts also. And that is negative 4, 0, and negative 6, 0. So those are also your x-intercepts. Then the next set of points would be negative 3, 3, and negative 7, 3. Let's have you do this problem with me. And this is the last problem in our review. We're going to graph this in vertex form. So we want to first identify the vertex or the critical point. All right, the critical point in vertex form. This is moving it to the right 3 and then down 4. So the critical point is positive 3, negative 4. go over and graph it. Right 3, and then down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's find some more points on the graph. Notice what this 2 in front of the function does. It's a multiplier. It changes the y-axis by a vertical stretch of 2. So you're changing every y value by 2. So we're going to go ahead and graph a few more points. So we're going to be vertically stretching those points. So let's move to the one right, which would be 4, and 1 left, which would be 2. Normally, it would go up 1 unit on a parent function. Normally, it would be right here and right there. But we have to stretch it by 2. So let's change that. So I'm going to erase those 2 black dots. And I have to stretch it by 2. On the y-axis. So what are those 2 points? This is 4, -2, and 2,
Ariana Beard, please report to room 203, please.
All right. Now we're going to go ahead and move 1 more right and 1 more left. So now we're at 5 and 1. Remember, we're stretching it by 2. So normally it'd go up by 4 from the vertex. Now it's going to go up 4 times 2, which is 8. So we're going to move 8 units from the vertex. So here's my vertex at 3, -4. So we're down -4. It has to go up 8 units from here. So it has to go up to here. This is 8 units. So my new point then is over 5, up 4, and then over 1, up 4. And that's a review of the vertex form. Here are 3 problems that we will do in class, 1 of each type, to review for our next test. The first one is in standard form. The second one is in factored form. And the third one is in vertex form. Just reviewing how to graph quadratic equations, identifying the vertex, the axis of symmetry, the y-intercept, the x-intercepts, be able to identify those things. We'll stop there.